What's up, VC? Stavros, Spinning Greek, back from the den with another vinyl update. Got some new buys, recent spins. Then I'm going to throw in my response to Fred Big Star 1000's Gimme 10 1972. We'll try to do this real quick. Hope all is well. Nice summer, nice winter for those of you in the southern hemisphere. It's been so hot and humid and gross out. You can't even walk outside. It's better today, but been doing some spinning, getting some records that I forgot I ordered, like we all do. All right, let me just get into this or else it's going to be too long. First up, been spinning this. Not going to talk about it much. Everyone has shown it. Everyone's talked about it. This is the new Radiohead. A moon-shaped pool, great package. The sound is great, and all I'll say is that I agree with Sonic Mainliner that Andreas, my man, Sonic Mainliner, that this is definitely an album that you need to listen to front to back. It's amazing. Picked this up. Thumpfinger was looking for this after RSD, and I found a copy at cost and got it for him. And then I ran into another one and picked it up for myself. The Residents, please do not steal this. I've listened to other Resident stuff, and I dig it a lot. This might be a little too experimental for me. I don't know. But I'll give it another shot. I'm sure a lot of you people are more familiar with the Residents than I am. I believe they're San Francisco experimental rock band. This is music on vinyl release for this past record store day. Another Thumpfinger recommendation. Landon Claypool, Delirium, right? Monolithophobos. This was just released this year, 2 months ago on ATO Records on gold vinyl, which actually looks orange and looks kind of beautiful. But I'm seeing these guys live in a month or so here in Philly, and I can't wait. I love this album, man. Thump, thank you for telling me about this. A bunch of people in the VC showed it, but I think it was after you sung its praises. And this is a great album, guys. I mean, if you like Claypool and Lennon, and this is not too far out there, but out there in just the right way, you know, with amazing bass and it's really interesting music, very groovy, you can really get into this and get lost in this. I can't wait to see these guys live and see what they come up with. Ubiquity Records out on the West Coast had a 50% off summer sale. So I bought a bunch of records. These are the ones I've listened to so far. I spoke about Brownouthominage a while back, which is an Austin funk band that I really dig with Adrian Casada as a member. Well, they released Brownout Presents Brown Sabbath. So this is the Austin funk band with all of its horn section covering Black Sabbath, and I really dig it. It's I love horn sections, and hearing Black Sabbath done with horns and electric guitars and funk style was really good. 2014 on Ubiquity. If you like Black Sabbath and you want to hear some covers, try this out. This is great. I really enjoyed this, and you know they also do the singing. It's not all instrumental, which I thought it would be, but they do the singing, and it's passable Ozzy, actually. The singer's pretty good. Next up from Ubiquity, from their Love and Hate subsidiary, is Black Renaissance. It's a spiritual jazz album, originally issued in 1976 on Love and Hate. Just reissued in 2014, I believe. I love Ubiquity. I love the stuff they put out. But guys, it's really okay to put something on black vinyl. This is on red, I think. Transparent red. Sounds all right. So Black Renaissance, Body, Mind, and Spirit. Spiritual jazz. There is some spoken word in here. Woody Shaw on the trumpet, Azar Lawrence on tenor sax, Harry Whitaker piano, Buster Williams on bass, Billy Hart on drums, Howard King on drums. There are singing voices or speaking voices, like I said. 2 tracks, 1 on each side. The Magic Ritual on side 2 is way more my speed. More jazzy than the first one, I guess. But, you know, for those of you that dig spiritual jazz, check out Black Renaissance. Body, Mind, and Spirit, originally in 1976. Reissued on Love and Hate and Ubiquity in 2014 or 15, I believe. Good album. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. Let's not run over those. Next up from Ubiquity, I got 2 albums by the Brooklyn band Ikebe Shakedown. These, it's a bunch of white dudes from Brooklyn doing some pretty good Afro funk and soul and Afrobeat. First 2 albums. This, they're self-titled, released on Ubiquity in 2011. And then this one is their second album, released on Ubiquity in 2014. This is more Afro-funk. And this is more... It's funkier. There's a little more soul in here. The horn section's definitely tighter on the second album. It'll, you know, it travels. You got a nice... roll going here with this one. It'll take you places. You'll lose yourself a little bit. This one I really like. More Afro funk type rhythms. You know, more up than the second one. But Ikebe Shakedown, recommend both of these very highly. Again, Ubiquity. Next up, Cut Connie, Call Me Sylvia. I believe this is their debut album. I think these guys are originally from Philly. This was 2012 on Side 1 Dummy Records. Cut Connie is 2 dudes from Philly. Here they have a bass player and a guitarist. Adam Weiner and Dan Finnemore are the main guys, and they play piano and drums. This is just good, old-fashioned, piano stomping rock. And I love it. They're coming to Philly soon. They come a lot, but they play small venues, and they get people moving, and it's a lot of fun. If you want to check this album out, check out Boozophilia and Call Me Sylvia to start, and then you can go from there. Really good stuff. If you like old school rock and roll, it's not dead. Check these guys out. Their covers are horrendous and disturbing, but the music's good. Needed to get some Johnny Cash in my life this week. This is Johnny Cash live in Prague, originally issued in '83 and then reissued again last year for Record Store Day on, Capitol? Columbia Records. This is a great live show. Sounds really good. Johnny Cash live from Prague, all his big hits. Really good stuff. If you're a Johnny Cash fan, this sounds good, and it's a great performance. I forgot I had this because I put it away because it's a bigger box and I needed shelf space, but pulled this out because one of my buddies was here from, he's a U2 fan and ran into this and wanted to play it. This is U2 Octane Baby 20th anniversary box. I remember being in high school when they were doing this tour, and people were it was a mixture of I can't wait to hear this and holy crap, they've sold out, which is pretty much what everyone said about U2 every year after 1986 or 7. But I gotta tell you, I love this album. So this box has a nice, like, magnetic flap thingy to open. Really cool packaging. It's on Interscope Records in 2011, since it's the 20th anniversary. Comes with this nice booklet, pictures and such. There was a So it comes with a nice booklet. It comes with the album on 2 records, and then they've got 2 albums worth of remixes. I think one's on 45 RPM and blue vinyl. I don't know, but they all, you know, good packaging, nice pictures. They all have inner sleeves with all of them dressed as women. I don't know why, but nice photos. This is great packaging. So, dug this. A little bit of nostalgia never hurt anybody, as Fred and I commented on his videos. So, U2, Octane Baby, 2011 reissue box set on Interscope. And then the last new release, or new edition and spin, was the Vinyl Me Please album of the month, which this month was My Morning Jacket's Z, originally released 05 on Badman Records. They did a phenomenal job on this reissue. Beautiful gatefold. Again, don't be afraid to release records on black vinyl, but if you're not going to do it on black vinyl, make it look pretty cool like this. I mean, that's really nice. And the sound is good. So, you know, as long as the sound is good and it looks like this, I'll take it. But don't cake on all this mystery vinyl and make it look like a goddamn cake and then it sounds like shit. But that's not the case with this. It's really good. If you guys don't know My Morning Jacket, alternative rock. Lead singer Jim James, his range is out of this world. Alternative rock, but they do some pop. They do some searing guitar jams. There's some ambient aspects, not to this one, but some of their other stuff. If you do want to get into My Morning Jacket, I highly recommend you start with a Z from 2005. I love this album. I've been spinning this quite a bit, and it's led me to spin more My Morning Jacket albums as well, which I really dig. I think they're one of my favorite new bands, relatively new bands that are still, you know, on heavy tour duty. All right, so just moving on. Fred, Big Star 1000, Gimme 10 series, 1970s. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. It's awesome. That's why it's called a vinyl community. It connotes interaction and, you know, conversation, and he's doing an awesome job of bringing people together to talk, to meet, to talk records. So he did his Gimme 10, 1972. Whoever's following me probably has followed Fred Big Star 1000 because he's been doing it for 6 years. So, but if you haven't, go check him out. It's his music collection's amazing, and his presentation's great, and his accent's even better. And he just turned 40, so welcome to the 40 Club, Fred. It's all downhill from here, they say. All right, so his top 10 list. My top 10 list, I always respond in with only the records I actually own. There's a lot of stuff from 72 that I want that I don't have. So 3 of the ones he showed were 3 that I was going to show, so I'll skip those. Neil Young, Harvest, Terry Callier, What Color Is Love, and Lou Reed's Transformer. Those are on my list. I'm not going to show them because he did, and you can hear him talk about him on his video. So I picked 7 from my collection that I think are awesome. First one is Bobby Charles, self-titled. Bobby Charles wrote, what did he write? He wrote See You Later, Alligator. He also, if you guys like the band and you know The Last Waltz, he's the one that came up on stage with them and played Down South in New Orleans, which is one of my favorite songs. This is his self-titled record, January 1st, 1972. In fact, this is a reissue on Light in the Attic. Good southern swamp rock. I love this album. I think the VC has a sort of an aversion to the blues for the most part, but or southern rock for that matter, but this is a great fucking record. I love this record. Next up, I mentioned them. I don't know if this is cheating because this isn't a studio album, but the band Rock of Ages, released originally in 1972 from a concert they did in New York. I wish I could remember where they played in New York. The Crystal Ballroom, I think. Alan Toussaint brought in horns for this concert and helped them produce this concert. And Alan Toussaint's the man, and the band is amazing. And this is the mobile fidelity pressing of the concert. Highly recommend if you like rock and Levon Helm and Robbie Robertson. And I'm not going to name all of them because they're awesome, but the band. Next up from 1972, Miles Davis on the Corner. This is way more jazz funk Miles Davis than jazz Miles Davis. 72. You guys know Miles Davis and you guys know this album. I love this. I love everything about it. The cover, the music, everything. Love, love, love this. Next up, I showed this in a previous video because I had just gotten it and I'd never heard of them until recently, but Paternoster, Austrian psych. You know, a little Floyd, a little Soft Machine, a little craziness. This is the reissue on Now Again from their Reserve. I showed it previously. What a great album. If you guys like that kind of stuff, you know, I mean, Austrian Prague psych sounds great. Yeah, there's nothing to say about this. Paternoster, check it out. Like I said, there's a lot of blues hate, I guess, but 1972, Freddie King, Texas Cannonball, Armadillo jumping out of the egg. All the Kings, B.B. King, Freddie King, Albert King, they all great, and they all play the shit out of the guitar. This is an Analogs production reissue, but this was originally 1972. And he, Lowdown and Lodi is amazing. Big-Legged Woman, I'd Rather Be Blind. You want some guitar? Texas Cannonball. So good. So good. Texas blues rock. Introducing the Icemans Band. 1972 on Mercury Records. This is funk, jazz funk. The Icemans Band was Jesse Fuller's, Jerry Butler's backup band, and this is the album they went off and did on their own, and it is filthy, juicy, awesome goodness. I can do without I don't know about this cover. Is it good? Is it bad? You tell me. I think it's bad. I think I've settled on that it's bad. But the music is delicious. And they do a great instrumental come together. But if you want to sample this band and check these guys out, Icemans Band. And the cut you need to listen to is People Got to Be Free. It will move you in all the right ways, in all the right body parts. This is awesome. Check this out. Highly, highly recommend. All right. And lastly, that's 6, right? And lastly, Steve Flipside CT did a video where he talked about how music is his drug and it moves him places. It does. And the only thing that takes me and moves me places and makes me feel as good as music is laughter. So my last record from 1972 is not music. It's a comedy album. It's George Carlin's Class Clown. For those of you that don't know George Carlin, he, rest in peace, he has passed away, but legendary stand-up comic in America. This is Class Clown from 1972. Warning, this record contains 7 words you can never say on television. Hearing it could infect your mind, curve your spine, and lose the war for the Allies. I love George Carlin. He makes me laugh to this day. Not just because he's funny, haha, but he's a wordsmith. He studies language, and it's smart, and it's good. I used to be Irish Catholic. He talks about religion. He talks about politics. He talks about societal norms. Talks about language. You guys know George Carlin, and if you don't, check out some of his stand-up. So Class Clown, what can I say about this? It's amazing. It's got his most famous bit, which is the 7 words you can't say on television, which we all know are... So, yeah. Check him out. He's the... And there's nothing more I can say about that other than... So, check him out. 1972. Fred, thanks for doing it. VC, thanks for watching. 21 minutes may be too long. And I'll leave you with this. George Carlin always said, think about the average person you know and how dumb they are. And then realize that half the population is dumber than that. All right. Love you guys. Peace.